got to ask you, first of all, it's been the subject of Twitter, so we might as well get it out of the way at the top of the program. What is the status, and when can you make an announcement on the Ross Report, your podcast that everybody's been missing and looking for over the last few weeks?
Well, Corny, last Thursday, while I was out in Los Angeles and had finished up my voiceovers for New Japan for the next 4 weeks, I had a meeting on Thursday. We agreed to the terms. We agreed to how we're going to market it. It's going to be a whole lot different marketing feel, a lot more extensive. But now the paperwork the numbers and stuff that we agreed on are in the lawyer's hands. So, meaning that I don't think there's any negotiation. It's just drawing up paperwork. So I'm waiting on the paperwork to be drawn up to our satisfaction, and then I will sign it, and then we can announce our start date and when we're coming back. And you know what? I'm even thinking about changing the name of the show.
Okay. Well, are you going to open it up to submissions, or have you got something in mind?
Yeah, no, I love submissions. I want to do a little social media on that. I want the show to be more interactive, and we're going to do a lot of things that we weren't able to do before. And I was telling somebody this the other day, which I thought was a really cool deal, is it might have been me and you talking, just shooting the breeze, but being able to come on and do, if there's something breaks, there's a big story, instead of having to wait till next week to talk about it, I can jump on and talk about it right now type thing. So it's going to have a lot more flexibility. It's going to have a lot more reach. Podcast One, I did over 200 shows there, but it just wasn't the environment that I felt I needed to be in, and others have agreed with that. So anyway, we're going to have a big announcement.
I've had that feeling a couple times. You've been around me at some of those times when I had the feeling I was in the wrong environment.
Yeah, well, sometimes that's life, right? So anyway, we're well on our way to making an announcement. We just need to be, in my old days, the more egocentric, hard-headed JR would probably have already talked about it. But I'd rather be more diligent now and actually wait till the paperwork's signed before I go crazy.
I've come to the same conclusions also. When sometimes when you take somebody's word for something and you go spouting off about it.
Yep.
Without getting all the T's dotted and the I's crossed. But as my mother used to say, though, for the fans, and there are a bunch of them who were listening to the show, as my mother used to say, it won't be as long as it's been before you're back on the air, right?
Yeah, no, it's not going to be long at all. It came about in a kind of an abrupt way. The owner of Podcast One and I had what might be considered a philosophical difference of opinion. And because it's his company and he makes the payoffs, I just, it's going to be his way or not. So
Case closed.
I decided, case closed, Ernie. And I said, that's okay. No worries. We had, that's another thing that took us down long. Our download numbers have been really good for several years. A lot of regular customers, regular, subscribers, et cetera, et cetera. So, I didn't have any issues finding another home. It's just that, Barry Bloom, who's my manager, has been, talking to a whole bunch of companies, and he said, I'm 66 years old, Corny, I hate to say, but I'm young. That's a new 46, by God. But nonetheless, I decided that I want this deal to be right. So we have probably gone a little longer than I would have liked, but we've got to hear some really good pitches. And out of all the pitches, we think we've selected the best one.
What's it like to have Barry Bloom on your side of the desk but for the folks who might not know, he is the agent and to the stars who gets all the deals for all the folks, and you used to have to headbutt him in the WWE, but now he's on your side of the fence. Yeah,
it's better. It's better to get into a daily pissing contest. But we've had our arguments and our ups and downs, but we're very close right now. And I think one thing that helped me with Barry, other than hiring him, was that he got very close, him and his wife Lisa, with Jan. And good old Jan will be dead 1 year this month. So It's hard. Still surreal. I have a funny story. Sometimes when I go to this, I'm going to run the grocery store or somewhere real quick, back in 10-minute type deal. I just leave the TV on. Now my mom, Jimmy, turn the TV off.
Yeah.
Run down all that electricity. Turn that light off. Turn the TV off. Okay. So anyway, I leave the TV on. Then I get my mind goes elsewhere, and I get home and I hear noise, and I'm thinking, God damn, what a dream I had. I dreamed Jan was dead. Then all of a sudden I walk in, it's the television on. Then Sue DeRosa, a wonderful lady that works at WWE, been in my corner since day one, and loved Jan. They went to concerts together. She bought me a chime, and she said, and I hung it outside, obviously, and she said, when you hear the chime, you know that she's talking to you. So all those things have just kind of, they mount up. Sometimes I can't handle it. Most of the time I try to. But Barry was close to her and his wife, and so we've got a good friendship right now, Corny, and it's good. I trust him. I trust him impeccably. And he's made me a lot of money, and we got a good year planned. You know, we got a lot of projects we could talk about whenever you want coming up, but he helped me a lot with my book, which is his 4th printing. So it's been different, but it's better to do business with somebody, you half-ass like, more importantly, you trust, and you're not always arguing, because he knows he works for me, and I pay him. So that's kind of how that works. I think a lot of times we forget. It's like our doctors. You know, the people that we are close to, we need to remember they work for us.
Yeah, especially sometimes the people that can tell you bad news, you kind of go in, in a little shrinky, oh, please, is it okay? And instead you're paying them to tell you the bad news. So just get it anyway.
Yeah. So anyway, Barry's so good, and he's done well by me, and he's gotten, he did Jericho's deals, and Chris is doing real well, and I'm
you mentioned